in terms of the ethics, it has to do with this word no, because
Mhm.
so many people have a traumatic background. I even
Mhm.
want to say everybody, but some people won't agree with me. But what I mean by everybody is not everybody has a specific story. This is the violence my father or mother did to me, or the police did to me, or a hospital did to me. But the cultural level is often an adaptation to histories that aren't dealt with. Okay, that's a longer
Mhm.
social story, but I better hold from that. But what that means is that my consent has often been disregarded. Don't speak back to your elders. Maybe it's just a value system, right? Um, or spare the rod, and you, of course, it's good to be hit and not have a reaction. So there's so many value systems don't only look like I'm a bad, nasty abuser that are part of child rearing and the culture itself. So that means when you work with somebody, if somebody's my client, and I say, let's try to do this, let's go into your body or tell me the story of your childhood, that person might not be able to say, not so fast, David, or can we do something else first? Or that's not really right for me, or that's too much for me, or I need to tell you something first before we do that. A person might not be able to do that. They may fawn. Okay, David, I'm an authority and they're going to do what I say, like I do sometimes with my teachers, right? I'm like, okay, I'll go
Right.
along. That may not be injurious, but if it's hurtful to me, it's injurious.
Mhm.
And some people are just unconscious about that. They'll just be like, okay,
Right.
right? So listen to this one. Oh, yeah, well, we could do that. That person's
Mhm.
not saying yes.
Mm.
They're
Right.
saying,
Right.
I have hesitations that I can't support enough to say them.
Mhm.
Not okay for me to say them. So in that case, if I proceed, I'm overriding their consent just like it was overridden. Now, I'm not
Ah,
a bad guy who's being abusive and not caring about their consent. I'm not saying that I have to be even perfect about that. I'm a human being. I will miss some of that. I will not
mhm.
always catch those minimal cues, those minimal verbal cues, tones, and hesitations. I might not be aware of that, but it's still creating a dynamic.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
dynamic now is not one of client and facilitator trying to help. It's resonating with the violence they had because I'm one more person asking them to do something where their yes or no is not terribly relevant.
Mhm.
Right? So now
Mm.
we entered an abusive space. Again, I'm not trying to hurt a person. Let's assume I'm a
Right, right, right.
good-hearted,
Right.
ethical person. I'm not like a person who's like, yeah, I think I'll take advantage of my clients. But nonetheless, that can still happen. So I say that's an essential, that care about and awareness of those communications is
Mhm.
part of the fundamental ethics, especially when working with trauma, because we're working with the overriding of consent. Yeah.
Right.
Some people just do that by saying go slow. But I think you can actually check with the client. Now, again, I'm imperfect. If you watch a session of mine, I can show you times when I didn't get it and times where I did get it.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm not perfect, but over time, I should start to catch it. I
Mhm.
start to see, aha,
Right.
the third time now I saw, oh, right, that person didn't say yes. That will be plenty.
Right.
As I catch it, and the person will start to develop a relationship with me.
Right. Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that woman I was working with the eating disorder, they call eating disorder. I'm saying called that because some of the people said they didn't like when helpers called it eating disorders. Fascinating.
Yes. Mhm.
But we can talk about, but I don't like that you call it that word. Anyway, that's a
Mhm.
interesting consent question. But at one point, I said to her, "Do you want to try?" She was doing this, and I was trying to help her feel that energy of tightening expressively, outwardly. And I said, "Do you want to stand up?" And she said, "Okay." And then she didn't
Mm.
move.
Mm.
Right. So the body's not only saying yes. And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "I'll sit."
Mm.
So it's just a subtle little thing. But if I said, "Come on, let's stand up," she might have done that. I don't know. Let's assume that she's accommodating a person that looks like an authority in her life, that's been in her life for many years.
Mhm.
She probably would do that not congruently. She probably wouldn't stand up and go, okay, great. She would do something. that looks like a body that's moving, but not only wanting to move.
Mhm.
Mm.
So then that would show up in that way. And if we did nothing but stay right there, oh, a part of you wants to move and a part of you doesn't. If we did nothing else for an entire session, but inquire about that particular moment, it would be an amazing session for that person.
Mhm.
Mm.
Some people think, well, how are we going to get anywhere? You are somewhere. That's a very powerful place to go. Can I not go along with an authority, in this case, a male authority with a woman who's been hurt by men and things, for her to say no to me? That's big. That's a big
It
healing
is.
moment.
Mhm.